Good day, folks. Welcome back to Merton Hyundai and Ed's Garage. Today we're looking at the 2020 Ford Ecosport in the titanium trim. Now, the Ford Ecosport in the titanium trim can be optioned out with a few things. This one doesn't have everything you can get, but it has most of the stuff you can get. Now, for 2021, the Ford Ecosport is basically the same. They didn't really change too much. From what I understand, the grille is a little bit different, and that's pretty much it. Features are all the same from what I can find during my research anyway. So let's have a look at this vehicle. So what we're going to do is just go over the features of the Ford Ecosport, but there's a couple things that I found kind of amusing. For one, this Ford Ecosport definitely wins the award for key fob size to vehicle size ratio. This is a huge key fob for such a tiny vehicle. It's kind of funny, actually. It doesn't look very big in my hand, but it's big. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to note was, who the heck chose the wheel size on this vehicle? Like, those are just too small. Look at that wheel gap above the wheels. That's crazy. All right, anyway, not a big deal. Looks are subjective, right? All right, so starting on the front of the vehicle, you can see we do have projector headlights, and those appears to be a halogen light. They are a yellow light. We do got fog lights as well, LED daytime running lights. Coming around to the side, we do have the marker lights on the mirrors. That's nice to see. Now these wheels, it's funny because the rims actually aren't that small. I mean, they are, let's see, they're a 17-inch rim, but the low profile tires on this vehicle just make it look bizarre. Definitely has a lot of room around the wheels. But anyway, it's an aluminum alloy wheel, 205/50 R17. Looks like it's wrapped in Bridgestone. Good tires, Bridgestone Eco PF. All right, never heard of that before personally. All right, now one thing to note with the mirror, it is actually mounted on the door, not the A-pillar. So you do get the little A-pillar window there, reducing blind spots. We have also proximity entry, so there's the button for it right there. You can use that to lock and unlock the doors. Now the cool thing is you can actually lock the door while the car is running. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now, of course, with the proximity key, you just have to have it nearby. You walk up, it unlocks, just like that. We've got side rails on this vehicle as well, and of course, the sunroof. All right, let's check out the storage space in the back. Now, this one is an all-wheel drive, or rather a four-wheel drive. All right, after several minutes of searching, I finally found the button. It's under here. That's different because the door actually opens up sideways. Now, some people like that, some people hate it. Personally, I'm indifferent because I do own a vehicle that has a similar tailgate that opens up sideways. The thing that bothers me about it is when I'm loading in groceries, I can't stand under the tailgate and not get wet. Mind you, with a vehicle this size, that probably wouldn't work out very well anyway. All right, so looking at the storage space in the back here, yeah, it's not bad. It's got the little privacy cover thing here. Now, the privacy cover doesn't lift up, of course, because the door doesn't open in that direction, but it is removable. You can take that out. And under the floor, all right, so no spare under here, but it does have the tire repair kit. And this little shelf thing can actually go up into a higher position as well. So I guess that's for when the seats are down. It's got a little kind of open area here. Kind of a useless area, but it does have a hook. And we've got the subwoofer back here. It's a little bit smaller, but it's got the subwoofer. Let's put down the seats. It's a 60-40 split. All right, so yeah, so that's why the floor has the multi-height thing, so that it has the same height as the seat back. So it's either flat, slightly on an angle to match the seats, or just down all the way. Interesting, okay. We've got tethers on 3 positions for child seats. That's pretty much it to talk about back here. There is backup sensors, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, and of course it's got a backup camera. All right, so we're gonna check out the back seat first. Now, I did move the seat forward a bit, guys. In my driving position, I don't really fit back here. Just like the Hyundai Kona, I would need to have the front seat forward a little bit if to have somebody sitting behind me that's my height. Now, I'm 6'2". All right, now being 6'2", I'm not like long-legged or long-torsoed. I'm kind of half-half. I can say that I've got a good inch above my head here. I will say that the seating position is very high. The back seat is actually higher than the front seats in this vehicle, so it's got that kind of stadium seating kind of thing. And it's quite comfortable. There's not a lot of room in front of my knees, but there is enough to be comfortable back here, assuming that the driver in the front seat has either pulled forward a bit or isn't 6'2". Now, one thing I like to see on the back of vehicles is a solid seat back. This one does not have that. So if I'm a child and I'm putting my knees in the back of the seat, we're going to feel that in the front seat. Not a huge deal, but it is something that I notice on a lot of new vehicles. All right. What we do have back here, which is kind of cool, is the AC 110 volt outlet. So this will actually allow you to use like home style plugins, like laptop chargers and things like that run off 110 volts. So that's kind of nice to see. We've also got a nice soft cup holder armrest, and it does stop above the seat. It's not flopping on the seat. Soft armrest, good cup holders. Soft armrest on the back doors as well, so that's kind of nice to see as well. And that's pretty much it for the back seat. There is one storage pocket in the back of the passenger seat. All right, let's check out the front seat. All right, so before I climb in, I'm going to show you a couple things on the seat and whatnot. I'll apologize immediately for the door chime. There doesn't seem to be any way to shut it up. It's really kind of annoying, guys. But that's just me. I just, you know, I'm not in the car. Key out of the car, key in the car, keep running, doesn't matter. It just, the door chime just is persistent. All right, so obviously power windows. It has auto up and down on the driver's side, but that's it. So no auto up and down on the other doors. It does have power seats, but it doesn't have tilt adjustment. It has height adjustment, and of course the backrest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way power, and then it does have the lumbar support with the knob there. Now we also have blind spot monitoring in the mirrors as well, so that's a good feature to have. I'm gonna get in the car and shut the door now because my God, that chime is driving me crazy. I'm gonna move the seat back to my driving position. All right, there we go. Now the seat does have good lumbar support, as I mentioned. It's pretty comfortable. My legs aren't quite as stretched out as I'd like them to be, but it's not bad. And I can, of course, raise and lower the seat. Yeah, no, that'll do. All right, steering wheel, tilt, and tilt. That's it. Doesn't have telescopic steering. Let's fire up the vehicle, push button start. All right. Passenger side, by the way, was a manual seat. Okay. We have manual shift mode right here. Sport mode, I guess. There's a couple USB ports down here. It looks like they are lit up at night, which is good. Automatic climate control. Oh, look at that with multi-level. That's cool. So the multi-level climate control thing, basically it will avoid having the fan at full speed all the time, unless, of course, you're in the high power mode. We got a heated steering wheel and heated seats, 3-level heated seats. Now the heated steering wheel, I believe, is only part of the steering wheel, so I'm going to turn that on and let that sit for a minute. And see what it does. Beautiful screen, I'll say that. It's an 8-inch touch screen, and it's pretty responsive. It actually moves around pretty well here. Let's have a look. Yep, it's not bad. Now, of course, this is using the Microsoft Sync system. Tell you what, I'm going to spin the car around so we're out of the sun here. And then while I'm moving the vehicle, I'll show you the backup camera as well. Backup camera is pretty good. It's not quite as clear as the systems in the Hyundai vehicles, but it's pretty close. And it does have the dynamic steering line, but you notice it's a little bit jittery. Again, not quite as smooth as what we're seeing in our vehicles, but it's decent. All right, on the steering wheel, we've got the voice recognition button there. Of course, that uses the Microsoft Sync system. Cancel.
Canceling.
On this side here, we've got controls for your cruise control as well as your center screen there as well, which we'll go over in a moment. And then down here, we've got the controls for the headlights. They're auto headlights and fog lights as well. It looks like it has some semblance of auto wipers, possibly. I didn't see a sensor on the windshield, but it looks like it's got the auto function there. Now in the little center screen here, we've got lots of things we can look at. So we've got the trip computer, digital speedometer, compass, navigation. Now when you're navigating on the screen, it's probably going to put the turn-by-turn directions up there. We can try that. I'll bring up a navigation here. Actually, let's just try the voice recognition. Navigate to the
Say a command.
oh, navigate to the nearest Canadian Tire.
When ready, press the voice button and then say, set as destination, or dial the number. Obey traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving.
So it looks like it's going to put our
Please proceed to the
turn-by-turn
highlighted
directions.
route, and then the route guidance will start.
It's going to do our turn-by-turn directions in this screen as well as on the big screen, so that's cool. As far as the steering wheel, it is heated all the way around, and wow, it's gotten really hot. So that's a good, powerful heated steering wheel. Good job, Ford. Very nice. What else we got in this menu? So we've got our music information, phone information if there's a call or whatnot, vehicle settings, of course. So let's go into the vehicle settings and see what we can change in there. Okay, driver assistance, let's see what we got. Blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, nice. And of course it's got the backup sensors as well. Now Ford has the My Key thing, so you can actually personalize some of the features in the vehicle based on the key that's used to start the car. Remote start actually sets up the climate control, the heated steering wheel, I guess. And neat. Okay. So I don't know how to use the remote start. I imagine it's through their telematics system because it didn't appear to be on the key fob. So, all right, let's check out some of the things on the screen here. So obviously we've got the navigation system. This will come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It does also have Sirius XM radio. Let's see what else we got in here. So Bluetooth, of course. You got the Wi-Fi link, so you can actually set up an available wireless network. You can connect to a wireless network from here. I imagine that's for doing things like updates and whatnot. You can set the vehicle into valet mode. The vehicle does have ambient light, which is kind of neat. So I think it's under the footwells that lights up, and you can change the colors. So those are the available colors there. All right. Yeah, so there's Ford Pass Connect. So Ford Pass Connect is their telematics system. It's kind of like our BlueLink system. Remote start the car, unlock the doors, that sort of thing from your cell phone. There's the automatic updater. Neat. Okay, so quite a few different things to play with in here. I apologize, I don't know this vehicle that well. Obviously, I sell Hyundais for a living, and to be quite frank, I'm not really a fan of Fords. But I can't really be because I have to sell Hyundais, right? I gotta but yeah, there's some decent features in here. It's got the auto dimming rear view mirror. It's got the sunglass holder, and then of course, there we go, sunglass holder and a sunroof. By the looks of it, it has slide. I don't know if it's got tilt though. Let's see. Oh yeah, it does. There we go. So tilt and slide sunroof, and a nice leather interior. The leather interior in this it's a little hard, but it's not bad. It's a little scratchy. It's got the nice white stitching as well. I'd say it's on par with what we have in our Kona, so nothing wrong with that. So I mean, as far as things that it's missing in comparison to what we have in the Kona, for example, the Kona Ultimate is what would directly compete with this vehicle. The Kona Ultimate's got way more get up and go. It's a much more powerful vehicle with that dual clutch turbocharged system. So dual clutch transmission, turbocharged engine. This one, I believe, is a 1.4 liter, and it's really kind of sluggish. But you know, when you're buying a vehicle like this, that's not terribly important. It's perfectly fine. Gets great fuel economy. One thing I did forget to mention was the audio system in this thing is actually pretty awesome. It's a Bang & Olufsen audio system, and with that subwoofer in the back, even though it's a bit smaller, it still sounds really, really good. So I'd put that, that's actually probably a little bit better than the one in the Kona. The Kona does have a very good infotainment system as well. I would say that they're on par. The Microsoft Sync system has come a long way. The screen itself is good resolution. It looks nice. It's up on the dash to keep it as close to the road as possible. I don't know that this is a non-polarized screen. It probably is. It doesn't appear to be a polarized screen, so that's good. But other things that I've noticed, for instance, the steering wheel, while it is leather wrapped, it doesn't really feel like it. It almost feels like polyurethane, so it's not as nice of a feel on the steering wheel. As far as features go, it's got most of the features that the Kona Ultimate does, but the seat, for instance, not having tilt or power lumbar support is kind of weird. Yeah, the backup camera not being quite as nice, things like that. But other than that, it's pretty close to the same sort of feature package. As far as tailgate space, in the back there is more space in the Kona. This one has better height, better headroom. However, the Kona has better legroom in the front, and I think in the back as well. So if you are comparing this vehicle to the Kona, there's a lot to be said about the Kona with the extent, the 5-year 100,000K warranty. This has got a 3-year 60,000K warranty that covers most of the components, and then it's 5-year 100,000K for the powertrain system. It's not a bad car. It again, looks are subjective, but I find the looks a little bit goofy, especially with those small wheels, or small tires, I should say. The wheels are great, 17 inches fine, but they just don't fit the wheel wells very well. But yeah, so there you have it. There's my take on the Ford EcoSport. Check it out, see what you think. Personally, I'd go with the Kona. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Take care.